You listen, you get information, and you contemplate it. It means you take it apart and what is this? What is it? And you find out because you're seeking, and seek, and you shall find. Just keep looking, and you'll see what you're looking for, because what you're looking for is also looking for you. It's all on automatic. If you just think of that, it's all on automatic. And after all, that's what man does. Man makes everything automatic, doesn't he? Well,
absolutely.
Where'd he get that? He probably got it from God. Because it is. It is all. You turn to me, I'll turn to you. That's the end of the program for that. Life on earth. This drama man. This play of humanity. Everything right up to the moment. It's all as you think you are. And that goes on because there's nothing transforming in death, we're told. You die a ding-dong, as I say, get to play ding-dong again, and then maybe again, and maybe again. How many? How long, oh Lord, how long? What can he do but just shrug his shoulders? It's when you get it. It's your life. Live it like you really mean it.
And I think that if the listener is listening, what they will come to realize is that the most selfish act that you can practice is to forgive. When you understand that forgiveness is more about you than anyone else, then you're going to take care of yourself just by choosing to forgive others. Now, we didn't say that that would be easy, but it's necessary if you're going to move forward with your life. Because, see, as long as you're choosing not to forgive, you're in a prison of your own making. Would you agree?
Well, you have to think about it, don't you?
Yeah.
If you don't forgive him, you have to think about it. And as you think you are. And since you're thinking on a negative subject, then you're being negative. You're living your life negatively. And every time you think about it. See, what you think about is important to you, your life, everything that you think about is important to know where it's leading you, because your self-talk is leading you all the time. You're thinking ahead of your evidence. So make sure that the evidence that you're thinking ahead of is lovely and of good report. Isn't that what we're told? Think on things that are lovely and of good report.
Absolutely.
And then that's what you'll experience. So if you're not experiencing that, well, then you must not be thinking lovely and of good report. You'd think that'd be it.
That's actually an outstanding point. And so the question is, many of us want to, somebody had reached out to me recently, and he wanted to manifest immediately, abundance. And as we've had this conversation before, I said, you're not going to manifest until you get into a place of abundance. And what happens is, I was listening to a Rabbi Lampkin, I believe his name is, and he talks about Jewish principles that can be used by everyone. But the whole point was, he says, if you really want to find yourself being great, then the thing that you need to do is find out someone you can serve. When we discover who it is that we can serve, what we'll find is that anything that we desire, people are going to seek to give it to us because, of course, we're seeking to give to them. And what we know about the wealthiest people in the world, whether you're looking at a Warren Buffett or a Bill Gates or Steve Jobs formerly, whomever you're talking about, what they found was a way to serve. So if abundance is what it is that you're seeking, find a way that you can serve others with your gifts and your talents. And the byproduct is they're going to see how they can get your products and your services, and of course they're going to compensate you for it. But give, and it shall be given to you, pressed down, shaken together, running over. But whatsoever you give, I want to add that. If you're giving unforgiveness, then what you're going to give is pressed down, shaken together, running over unforgiveness. If you're giving love, then what you're going to get is pressed down, shaken together, running over love. What is it that you want to experience in your life? Give it away, creators. You want to add anything?
Just be humble.
Absolutely.
That's all. If you're humble, all the rest of it falls in line. Think about it, really. If you're humble, the rest of it just falls right in line. He says, you turn to me, I'll turn to you. I'll open the windows of heaven and pour you out a blessing. You don't even have room to receive it all. I mean, what are you waiting for? What are you looking for? Because what you're looking for is looking for you. If you're looking why something don't work, that's what you're going to find. If you're looking why it does work, that's what you're going to find. So you're in control, even if you're out of control, which most people are. But that's the idea. Be in control. Know what you're thinking. Know where it's leading you, because I'll tell you this, it is leading you. And when you discover that it is leading you, you'll see you setting yourself up time after time for a problem if you're thinking ahead of your evidence and you're checking it. Do so. You'll be grateful for the idea of doing so.
I agree with you 100%. And you said something about if you're seeking problems, then of course problems are what you're going to find. If you're seeking solutions, then solutions are what you're going to find. I used to work in telecommunications, and I did so for about 20 years. And because I managed a particular network for a very large company, I would be told and informed and received day after day different problems that I had to resolve or help resolve by pulling people together to resolve the issue. Now, the reason why I bring that up is often my peer would say, well, DeCarlo, how are we going to fix this? And I would tell her I had no idea. I said, but I do know that there's a solution for it. And I always went towards the issue knowing that there was a solution. I didn't know who the person was I was going to contact or connect with. I didn't know the bridge of incident that would take place for me to resolve the issue. But I did know that there was a solution to the issue. Otherwise, it wasn't a problem. If there's no solution, it's not a problem. It's just a fact of life. But most things are problem focused. If that becomes the focus. If you focus if you just look at the problem, then the only thing you can reproduce is more problems. But if you look at the situation that you're encountering, no matter what it is.
That's the same thing I tell people when they come in for a private interview, If you're here to talk over your problems, and I'll tell you, some people come in, a whole half an hour, they'll talk about the problem. And I tell them, I'm not interested in your problem. And I was told, well, that seems pretty obvious.
That's funny.
So I tell them, well, yeah, but I thought you came here for a solution. Well, I did. Well, then let's talk about the solution. So, you got to get their attention. I mean, how important is it? Look, people spend billions and billions of dollars on advertisement to get your attention for a moment. A second, 30 seconds, 15 seconds, because they know they can plant an idea that quickly. How long does it take to put a seed on the ground, put your thumb on it, and stick it in there and cover it up? Because that's all the time they need to plant an idea in your mind. And you might say, oh, well, I don't pay no attention to that. Yeah, well, go open their cupboards.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
And, I tell them, look, they say, well, I don't listen. I go make a sandwich in the kitchen, but you left the TV on.
Yeah.
And they say, well, I can't hear it in there. I go, oh, come on. You know something? That's exactly what they want you to do.
Absolutely. They want you to mentally turn off.
That's right, because then they'll give it to you subliminally.
That's exactly what they're doing. Bottom line, it's going to come by way of your subconscious mind.
You're told you're delivered into your own inequities. You're delivered into your own inventions. You're delivered into your own ideas. They're your own. Make them lovely and of good report, and you don't mind being delivered into them.
Absolutely. I told you earlier, before we got on the call, about an incident. I was out shopping, and the young lady that was helping me, that was checking me out, she was honestly distraught. And so I encountered her. She says, if people would just stay at home, then all this stuff would end. I said, well, that's actually not the case. And I said, what you're dealing with is a flu symptom. So I said, it's going to pass eventually anyway. I said, but don't give your attention to it. And so as I was leaving, I said, well, be safe. She said, well, how can I be safe when all these people keep coming in here? So this is a young girl, probably about 22, 23 years old, and she's given over to fear, considering and worrying about catching something. But she has to be in the workplace. That's out of her control. And she's got this attitude, if people will just stop coming. The problem is her livelihood is based off of people coming, so she really doesn't see the full implication of what it is that she's saying, because the business in question was actually about ready to shut down, but they realized that they had enough traffic coming in, and they decided to keep it open. So we have to be mindful of what it is we're creating. Now you're on the other end, and people stop coming, so now you're unemployed, and all the things that you hated about your job, you no longer have to worry about. How many out there would love to be working right now, but they've complained so about their job, how bad the job is and how bad they're treating me and so forth. Now, universe says, okay, I got something for you. Now, nobody's working. We have to be mindful what it is that we're saying when we talk to ourselves. Would you agree?
Yes, that's it. As you think you are. If you just take it that simple. Now, we didn't say easy. We're not talking easy. We're talking simple. It is simple, but you have to still focus on what is simple. Otherwise, you miss it. And that's what sin is, missing the mark. Yeah. I mean, how many times have you missed the mark? Well, it's how many times you sinned. I mean, that's what it was. That's what it is. That's what it'll continue to be. And you can make the mark if you'll focus, if you'll pay attention, if you'll think only on things that are lovely and of good report. I'm told, well, you repeat that stuff so much. That's what you need to know. That's what you need to remember. You don't need to remember all the stories of Scripture if you get the essence of the message. And that's what you're looking for. That's the divine history, not just secular history. What we're doing right now, this will be secular history to the next generation. It has to be made anew by each individual. You hear it by the hearing of the ear from without, that such things are so. Then contemplate what you have heard as information, and you feel after it until it feels natural. You keep feeling after it until you get the feeling of having arrived. And that's how you change your mind, change your world. It's very simple. It's not easy because we're so conditioned to the ongoing drama in every aspect, actually. Because look what we do. Look what we say. Oh, we love our car. We love ice cream. We love this. We love that. But that's not love. That's like. Love is something altogether different. And that's what you want to focus on. What is love? Forgiveness. Don't you think?
Absolutely, and thanks for bringing that back. And, he was talking about sin and missing the mark. Let's not get religious. Let's not get holier than thou. Let's not get super spiritual. What is it that you want in your life? And do you have it? Now, if you don't have it, you're missing the mark. What Lindell just told you is how to hit the mark, how to be on target, how to give your attention to the thing that you want to manifest. I have a whiteboard on on the side of my refrigerator. When I go to the store, my wife has put a couple of items that she needs for me to pick up at the store. So the target, the mark, are those items: milk, eggs, bread, cereal. Now, when I go to the store, if I come back empty-handed, I've totally missed the mark. They call that evil, when you totally missed the target. So now I bought a few items. I got the milk and I got the bread. Okay, I just kind of missed the mark. So now I'm in sin. But when I get all four of those items, then I've hit the bullseye. Then I'm manifesting the life that I desire.